Oh yeah, well is a one-word contraction of oh yeah, well. Oh yeah, well is a clumsy debating tactic I see used with greater and greater frequency. It's basically avoiding a question and launching a counterattack that may have absolutely nothing to do with the original question. So normally I might say, well, why doesn't Donald Trump release his taxes? And someone else would say, well, they're under audit. And I'll say, well, the audit doesn't prevent him from releasing his taxes. The head commissioner of the IRS, retired, said that, and so on, and go back and forth. An oh yeah, well response might be, oh yeah, well what about Hillary Clinton's emails? And you might not even say, oh yeah, well. You might say, what about Hillary Clinton's emails? In response to the question about Donald Trump's taxes. Getting away from Trump for a second, which is hard to do, I saw another example this summer, recently, on Facebook. It was from a competitive swimmer who was upset about the press attention on Ryan Lochte and the fake robbery. And the post basically, which she had retweeted, basically said, well, why is the press so concerned about Ryan Lochte and not concerned about Hillary Clinton's emails or Benghazi or something like that? And that's, pure, oh yeah, well, has nothing to do with it. It's in a whole different sphere. And, oh, well, why would, except for the press, I guess is what they had in common. So anyway, that's a typical oh yeah, or that's an extreme oh yeah, well. Now, I've used oh yeah, wells, and they're really tempting. But basically, any oh yeah, well argument stops discourse in its tracks and forces everybody into their respective corners, sort of pulling in all their fundamental beliefs instead of dealing with the issue at hand.